and I've witnessed my own children being followed by the police into my home. Why? Because the police couldn't believe that a black person could possibly live in that neighborhood. I have witnessed my children being streamed, or attempts being made to stream. I do work on diversity and inclusion, and I can tell you that in this city, when you look at governance boards and you look at leadership, less than 13%. In a city that has visible minorities of more than 50% are in leadership position. Less than 13%. And it's true of Toronto and it's true of Ottawa. Okay? Because I know the numbers. I'm in an institution, Simon Fraser, that continues to exclude in many respects the pedagogy, the recognition of people of African descent. Mm-hmm. I'm with an organization called Hogan's Alley Society because in Vancouver, very little is known about this nationally, but in Vancouver, people of African descent started to form a community. And like all communities of us, where we come together, we face historic displacement and disruption. The community that was here was forming, was very much, as the justice said, we were standing up for each other. But nonetheless, the city of Vancouver saw fit to create us as a blight. We're always a blight. Blight. We always have to be disrupted. We're always a problem. This is a community that was looking out for each other. So it's very important to talk about systemic racism in this country. We're talking to a young man here who's part of a society at SFU, the Soka Society. They're struggling to maintain their space at SFU. They're equally being displaced with very little recognition of the kinds of plights that people of African descent face in this institution, in this city, and in this country. So our Prime Minister, I have a great deal of respect for him, of course, as my Prime Minister, but I must say, he often says, diversity is our strength. And I don't want to stand behind the table. I want to be at the table. I don't only want to be at the table, but I want to make the decisions. I am hungry for change because it's been hundreds of years of slavery that we're still feeling the effects of. And I don't think we should accept our position as inevitable. So I guess what my point is that while I appreciate the efforts that are made at a national level, let us not forget the deep, the grassroots organizations that have been working in the trenches over a long period of time at the local level. Organizations like ours, the Hogan's Alley Society. Organizations as you heard here today. It is absolutely important that we recognize organizations like Black Lives Matter that have been very instrumental in bringing up some of the issues that Black people face, not just issues that are recognized at the national level, but all of politics is local. And in this city, at this point in time, we need all to be absolutely hungry for change. What we aim for is not acceptance, but transformation. We aim for disruption. We've got to turn things on its head. I appreciate what has been done at the federal government level, but I do appreciate, I must admit, that I feel from listening and watching that this is wholly still inadequate. When our children continue to be streamed, when we continue to lack representation, when we continue to be over-policed, we cannot accept a handout. We must be disruptive. We must hunger for change, and we must hope and work for transformation. And while I acknowledge that will require unity, I also recognize that we must also accept that there will be many voices, and we need all hands on deck. As we chart a national course, and I appreciate the work of the Federation of Black Canadians, I think we must all recognize that one organization cannot speak for us all. That we all have to be part of this fight. So just thank you for this time.